Aircar by Giant Form Entertainment on UE4. I've been playing a lot of free VR games, right? That's the Quickie series is technically just free games on Steam in general, but I've mostly been doing VR games, and I think there might be this assumption that like all free VR games are just sort of like bad, but that's not true, right? There are good free VR games, but I've played a lot of them, right? And I like the Quickie series to be more of like a first impression sort of thing, so I've been playing stuff I've never played before. That being said, Aircar's been out for a while, and it is free, so I wanted to be like, if you haven't played it, if you haven't done it, you should give it a shot. It's nothing crazy, right? But it is absolutely it's a fun thing to do. So basically, you're in a cyberpunk city, right? You're in your cockpit in your car, and you are just flying a car in this cyberpunk city. It's nothing like super crazy, right? It's not track controllers or anything like that, because it's a bit on the older side. I believe it was originally played with a gamepad, with like with an Xbox controller. That being said, it's mapped pretty well to like I'm using an Oculus controller, so it should work out well. And if you bump up like the resolution, like the super sampling and stuff in like the Steam settings and things like that, it can look very pretty. But yeah, I really like it. You're basically just flying around, and you're mostly just like looking for these little turbo things, which let's see if we can find one. It can be, so games generally with like a frame around your eyes can help prevent motion sickness, but if you're like really going for it, you can still get motion sick, so be aware of that. If you're like easily susceptible, you still might end up a little bit wiggly, but yeah, it's very cool. It's very atmospheric. I would love, again, I feel like I say this about a lot of older games, but I would love to see like a more modern version of this, just because like I know how much we can push our hardware nowadays, and a big reason why I say stuff like this, like, oh, we should just make a newer one, is because VR tech moves so fast. It's been moving so fast compared to like other hardware, right? So even though it's only been out for a hot moment, we are at a point where just a few years ago is like 10 years ago in hardware lifetimes. Like if this was made with UE5, or if it was just if it even just took advantage of what like VR tech can do and render nowadays, like, oh man, you could have like a huge city. It could just be one part of a game too, which I think was the original point, was that it wasn't meant to be like a whole game. It was just meant to be like a piece of a game, I think. That somebody was gonna make like an actual cyberpunk game, and they just wanted to make like one piece of it or something like that. I think I might be totally off the fucking mark, but I vaguely remember that. I'm not seeing these turbo things anywhere. They glow, but kind of everything glows, and they're usually on top of buildings. I don't actually remember what they look like. I think they look like coins or something, like glowing yellow coins, but I might also just be full of shit. And when you pick them up, your ship can fly a little bit faster. That's basically it, as far as like games go, or as the game part of the game goes. But it's mostly just really fun to fly around in a cyberpunk city. I have a couple games like that where it's like, I think some of the most fun things to do in VR aren't even really like games. They're just like fun things to like experience. But anyways, man, I'm either blind as a bat are... I just don't remember what they look like. Turbo online. I think you can also run out of fuel too. But like if you land on those white landing pads I've seen, like you get your fuel refilled or something like that. But yeah, like imagine this in Cyberpunk 2077, you know? I know that they're making a new Cyberpunk game after they release this update that's coming out. And I know it's a long shot. Most big companies don't like putting resources towards something they consider like isn't going to have a lot of adoption. But like VR in Cyberpunk is like, it's a match made in heaven. Am I right? Like, it just feels like those two things just have to be married together. I know you can use, I know there's a mod for Cyberpunk that you know, will let you do VR in it, but it's not the same thing as like a native support, you know? I can't find one, but when we find a single turbo, I'll probably end the video, cause this is it. Like, you know, you get it. I don't have to keep doing it forever. The series is called Quickie, right? But I do want to show you the quote game part of the game. But I am major dumb and can't seem to fucking find them anywhere. As far as flying, you mostly just like, you always ascend as long as you're staying flat. But if you point up, you'll ascend faster. And if you sort of angle yourself down a little bit, you'll, wait, am I supposed to land on those? Oh, that's what you do. You land on the landing pads. That's what it is. And you can see it's pink in the screen, right? So watch. I'm gonna level myself out. Ish. I'm gonna get as level as I can. I think I'm level. Yeah, here we go. Bring it in nice and then land. I don't remember how to do that. Thought I just shot a rocket for a second. I thought there was a way to just descend, but maybe I'm just really stupid.
Landing corridor found.
Well, there we go. I got it. What if I just spin? Will I descend if I'm spinning? Oh, there we go. It's up on the right-hand controller. I knew I could do it. Rotate. Rotate. Forward. Rotate. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. There's the turbo. That's what it looks like. And now I go a little bit faster. Right? Oh, shit. Immediately just crash into a building. I don't think you can die or anything. I lied. I lied. You can die. And then you would start over and go find more. Also, now that I remember you can look for the pink landing corridors, that makes it way easier. Come on, back up. Here, we'll just grab the one that's like right outside of the... Where'd it go? I just saw it. I just saw it. There it is.
Landing corridor found.
Beep, 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 beep.
Landing corridor
Is it
found.
in front of me? Is it, where is it? Is it here? Here we go. There we go. Pro flying. Easy breezy, guys.
Auto landing initiated.
I mean, I didn't quite land in the center, but you don't need to land in the center.
Upgrade acquired.
Get that turbo. Nice. That good. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's free. I mean, like, if you just want to like fly around and pretend you're Deckard or something in Blade Runner, then yeah, absolutely go for it. But also just like atmospherically, it's nice. You know, there's a lot of like really bad VR games that are games, and there's a lot of really fun VR games that aren't even like really games, but they're just kind of like things to experience, and this falls under that second category. But yeah, you guys should try it out. I'm gonna probably give this one you know, it's a little out of date, but that being said, it is still pretty solid. I will give it a 79 turbos out of 100. Yeah, I think 79 turbos out of 100 works. But yeah, definitely this is definitely a give this one a shot if you just want to try something out that is like a little bit more chill and is a little bit less, you know, like game.